Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Girona against Real Madrid. We go again. We go again. Another really difficult away trip. We've talked about this since the Liverpool game, right? When you have got, six away games in a row, and, we're halfway there now. We're halfway there. We've got three more. Sorry, we've got two more actually. We're more than halfway there now. We've got two more. We've got Girona away this weekend, and then on Wednesday we've got Athletic Club away, and then next weekend finally we are at home. It is against Celta Vigo, but we have to focus on this game. We've just come back off of a terrible defensive performance, but a much needed victory in Greece against Olympiacos. Now, we can sort of put that aside. Obviously, we still have to look at the Champions League table because we want to get into the top 8 and we want to get the better route. We don't want to play in the playoffs or whatever the hell we went through last season. But, we won't have any Champions League for another week and a half, 2 weeks. So, back into La Liga we go. And we haven't won our last two La Liga games. Two draws. Rayo Vallecano, it was dead. Elche, we rescued a point. Should it have been a point? Probably not. But ultimately, we were lucky. We were lucky. And you need that kind of luck at times. But we don't want to rely on such luck. We don't want to see such terrible performances. And we have luck on our side to dig us out of it. We want to see good performances, and we want to see the team back to how it was playing weeks and months ago. Now, are we going to see that? I don't believe so, especially not defensively. Defensively, every time a team gets at Real Madrid, I just think this team can't defend. We can't intercept, we can't tackle, we are letting players just run through the team. The white players are just having a lot of pleasure just running through the fullbacks. Teams that have a proper number 9 are thriving. They are really loving it because there isn't any height, there isn't any physicality in the center of defense. So much is, going on in this defense right now. Going forward, I'm not, worried because we saw what Mbappe could do. We knew what Mbappe can do, right? We saw what Vinny Jr., when he's at his best, can do against Olympiacos. I would say I thought Arda Güler was also, quite good in that game. But we know with the amount of attacking qualities, and you've got on your bench, you've got Endrick, who doesn't even get a look at. Gonzalo Garcia doesn't even really get a look at. Rodrigo, who really doesn't really get a look at as well. You've got many, many, many options on the bench offensively. Defensively, though, it's not looking great. Now, some good news. It is expected for some players to be back. Let me just go and search it. So, in terms of injury news, Thibaut Courtois is back. Militao, Mastantuono, and Rudiger could be back. Now, it's no guarantee that those guys are going to be back. Of course, I think Rudiger might be a little bit far-fetched because his expected date that we were told was for the Man City game, and that is still 4 games away from now. So I don't expect Rudiger to be back. I don't think Militao will be back as well. Obviously, I think he suffered the injury during the international break. The last week of international break, and it's barely been a week since then, and he was expected to be out for 2 weeks. So I don't think those two will be back in time, or at least even if they're back, I don't expect them to start straight away. And then Mastantuono, I think he's doing well. I think he could be in the squad list, but I don't see him starting immediately, as there's no need to do that. And obviously, I think Thibaut Courtois is fine now. I think he will start this game. and the other players, Dean Huijsen is still out, I believe. Alaba is still out. Um, and yeah, so that is pretty much that in terms of the injured players. I do believe Girona have a couple of players out as well. Um, I don't know if they're all out or they'll be back, but I think Alejandro Frances, they've got Krab Fields. I don't know how to say his name. This Ukrainian guy, I believe. Uh, I'm not gonna butcher his name, to be honest. Even his first name, Vladislav. Okay, he's out. Van der Beek is out. Daley Blaine is out. Porchu is out. Lopez, uh, Juan Carlos, and Thomas Lemar apparently are all out. I'm not sure all of them will be out. I think some will be back, but that is sort of what their injury is looking like. Now, in terms of this game, look, Girona are 18th. And I'm saying this not as a guy who is trying to say they are an easy team, because I don't believe there's an easy team in this league, and especially not away from home. Like, if this was at home, I would be a lot more confident for sure. But we are going away from home. We are going to a ground that we have won at before, Montville, but it's not a guarantee. At Elche, did we do a job to win? No. At Rayo, did we win? No. So that has to change. And am I going to say it will 100% change now? I would say that, but I'm not 100% confident and optimistic. I do believe that we will see that reaction. That Olympiacos game was such a big boost and booster for the players that I think we will see a significant change. But I don't think it will be a walk in the park either. I don't see that drastic change. I see a slight improvement and change, but not that drastic. Because defensively, we are still terrible. But hopefully, at least, we can do something going forward. Because offensively, in the last two La Liga games, nothing. Okay, nothing at all. Right? You have a centre back scoring a late goal, and then you have got a lucky goal against Elche. Against Rayo, we didn't score. In fact, against Liverpool, we didn't score. So, 3 of the last 4 games, we basically scored lucky goals, or we didn't score. Now, Olympiacos, it was so much better, and we need that version of Real Madrid back. And I'm not going to be arrogant. I'm not going to be, acting like it's going to be a walk in the park, because we know it's not going to be. But I see a better side. I see a better version of Real Madrid, I hope at least, right? Now, Girona, they are 18th. In the last 2 games in the league, they have picked up 4 points in 6. Away to Betis, a draw, and at home to Alaves, they won. Prior to that, they lost to Getafe away. But if you focus on their home games, they drew with Real Oviedo at home. And here's the thing, right? They nearly took a point at least out of Barcelona away. But obviously, at that period, I don't believe it was El Clasico yet. Barcelona weren't playing that well. They beat Valencia at home. They drew with Espanyol at home. They lost 4-0 at home to Levante, by the way. They lost 2-0 at the start of the season to Sevilla. And they lost 3-1 at home on the first game of the season to Rayo Vallecano. So, in general, they are okay at home. They look like they're better away from home, although I don't think that's true. But in terms of getting the results, I think at home they're better. But performances, I think going away, they have something a bit different to the fighting spirit. It's a little bit different, it seems, which is why I'm a little bit scared. But hey, we have to go into this with the clear intentions and the mindset that we are favourites, because we are. This is not the Girona of 2 seasons ago, when they were putting up a title fight, when they were putting up a top 4 fight. It's not the same team anymore. Okay, we should be winning this comfortably. We were winning then, we should be winning now. So I'm gonna say this, okay? As much as I'm scared a little bit, I do think that we should be winning, and I do think that we will win. Just a little bit of a spoiler there. Now, Real Madrid, already talked about the injuries. Now let's get into the starting 11. Knowing, the injured players, the defense especially, we don't have much options, much depth. And I will do a separate video talking about some defensive um, problems and potential transfer news. So stay tuned. I don't know when it'll come out. Maybe next, not next week. Maybe after this game actually, like Tuesday, Wednesday. Anyways, starting 11. Courtois is back. He should start again. I'm gonna say this right. Andre Lunin cannot be blamed for any of the 3 goals that Real Madrid conceded. 2 of them were literally tap-in headers, and one of them was a volley from outside the box, right? Okay, you can say he can do better to position himself better, but it wasn't like he was just standing still there and watching the ball go in. He tried to make those saves. You can see how frustrated he was for the third goal especially. But when you've got Thibaut Courtois, the best keeper in the world, and he's fit and he's back, he starts. No question. So I do feel a little bit bad for Andre Lunin. The one game he starts, he concedes 3 goals, and you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So I think there will hopefully be more opportunities for him, but for now, if Courtois is fit, you do start Courtois 100%. The back four, I think, will be the same as the one that started against Olympiacos. I don't like Carreras at centre back. I'm just going to put it out there. But do we have any options? Do we have any choices? No. He is the weak link. Not him as a player, but him at centre back is the weak link of this team. Right? Ferland Mendy, I thought played really, really, really well against Olympiacos. Deserves the prop. Asensio, obviously with what's going on with his personal life, to still be playing in such a big game, and he's gonna play again. He's a warrior, he's a fighter, and that's what I love. He fights for the badge, he fights for the jersey, he fights for the shirt that he's wearing. Okay, that is the kind of mentality, the kind of mindset we need at this club right now. Okay, someone has to take charge, and for a younger player like him to have that mentality already, it's very good, and hopefully that builds on. Trent at right back, really, really happy with him. His passes, his dead balls, his set pieces, free kicks, corners, all of that has been very good. Right? It hasn't exactly always led to goals or assists, but it has helped the team. Right? The ability to ping one long ball to Vinny Jr. from right back, like to switch the game. Okay, that instant switch. That ability is brilliant. And that's what I like from Trent, and he has been playing well. The last couple of games, I thought he has improved. Especially when you look at that Elche game. Yes, defensively for the first goal wasn't good enough. Against Olympiacos could have done better defensively, but going forward, he has been good. Midfield, Chouameni, I think, starts in midfield. I don't know that Camavinga is going to be starting. He could, and I would like to see that because I genuinely thought that both of them played really, really well. And I said in the review of the Olympiacos game that what they did really well was actually trying to pass through the middle of the pitch, because passing it out wide is going to be so easy for the opponent to read what you want and try to do. But being able to play through the middle of the pitch, taking that risk in passing through the middle to break the lines, that is something that we saw change, because we don't tend to see Camavinga and Chouameni do that, but they did. So really nice. Fede Valverde, Arda Güler, I think is going to be the other two, and Bellingham as well. I think it will be potentially starting, and he has got in this fixture before 2 seasons ago. He has done really well in this game. He has done really well against Girona in general. He loves this fixture. He loves this game, and I hope that he can get a go. Because I think set pieces might be a big key part to scoring for Real Madrid in this game. And then no questions, Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, they are nailed, especially after that brilliant performance against Olympiacos. The two of them are 100% nailed and gonna start. Now, I will say, I am recording this on Saturday. The squad list hasn't been announced 100%, so it could be wrong. I probably will be wrong with most of my team. Maybe not most, some of it. And you never know, right? Militao could be back. Actually, Rudiger could miraculously be back. Turner could be back. um, or whatever, right? And or Xabi Alonso could do something differently. But for what I see right now, this is how I expect him to line up. But I can never be 100% sure, right? I'm not a manager, so that is just how I predict. It's got a preview, it's got a prediction, predict the lineup at least. Um, so yeah, that's just that. Now score predictions. I'm gonna go Girona 1, Real Madrid 3. And again, right? It could backfire, but we have to start somewhere, right? We've got Bilbao in a week, right? We've got Celta Vigo next week, and then we've got Man City the next midweek. It is such a congested fixture, and none of the games coming up are going to be easier. Now, I'm not saying this game is easy, but when you look on paper and the fact that Girona are 18th, yes, would you rather play Girona away or Athletic Club Bilbao away? Girona, right? Would you rather play Girona away or Manchester City at home? Girona, right? Okay, so logically speaking, if you can't beat Girona, how do you beat Athletic Club? How do you beat Man City? Right? How? There isn't a solution. There isn't an answer to that. So I don't care what it takes. The players have to turn up for this game, and we have to start from here. Okay. We have had a bad spell. Now it's time to get back to winning ways. But that will be it from me. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know your predictions, your predicted 11. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Hit the diamond state, subscribe to cheer us on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.